I was there when you took your first steps. I was with you when the landscape stole your breath. We shared emotions and wonder. I lived your worries, walked you through the hardest roads. But you finally conquered your fears to reach the top. And I was there. During your extreme experiences, during your ordinary walks, I was with you. But only when your feet touch the ground can you understand at last how much the earth has to teach us. I continue listening to her and learning to give you a brand new experience of life, a brand new adventure. Vibram.
How's it going, guys? Good morning, everybody. How you guys doing today? We're very happy to have Sean from Vibram here today. My name is Brendan Rinn. I am the category manager of footwear. I heard last time you had Jared. He's a younger, more handsome version of me. I've been told that I'm Brendan Rinn. I'm David Hines' body double or stunt double. Depends on the event. So nice to see everybody or hear from everybody. So here today, we are here to talk about 511's relationship with Vibram. It was something that we've been very excited about getting off the ground. We launched a shoe at the beginning of when we started doing footwear that we had some issues with, and that's on us. That was on 511's fault. So this has been a long process getting it back online. We couldn't be happier to be back working with these guys. But we'll give you a little idea, like Vibram, they are the leaders in the footwear world when it comes to compounds, outsoles, and use occasions for some of the most dangerous places in the world. You'll find a Vibram outsole. I think that's probably a pretty safe thing to say. Yeah, that's safe. Probably been more to the top of Everest, probably more in fires, fighting. Right. You name the situation, Vibram has an outsole for it. And for us, we're really excited to be working with them again. So for us, what we did was we have two new projects. They are actually going through QC right now. One is through, the other one's about to finish up. And they'll be launching this week. You should have these sold into all your wonderful accounts. We'll be going through that in a little bit. And we can talk about the compounds, what we do with all of that. The other side of it is, like, as we're looking ahead, like, we see this as a beginning of a very prosperous, beautiful relationship. Sean, I hope you're ready for this.
I'm ready.
We're ready for a commitment. We're really excited about moving forward, about working with some new projects, working with them and their technical side about compounds, use occasions, different ways that we could use all their technology and know-how. They've been doing this for a really long time, and how we can really kind of help push footwear faster, further, and farther. So we're really excited about this today. We've had some choices, we talked about, one of the questions that we get a lot from people is why Vibram? I think if you are in the footwear world and you kind of see what's going on, they are pretty much the pinnacle brand to work with. You can go, just being at OR for a week, you can go through, and I think you've got about no competition there. You might say a couple other brands, but really and truly, you guys really hold it down. You guys give companies really great outsoles, design, and compounds that really perform at the level that the end user really expects.
Thank you.
And then today, for us, as we're kind of go through the presentation, we'll show you the two new boots that we did with Vibram. They are the Expert 3.0 and the Apex boot. I think you can see them on your board right now. Oh God, they are just handsome, sexy boots. They come in a beautiful color called black. I don't know if you guys have seen this before. It's a new color we're trying out for LE, something that the LE market seems to really like, black boots. So right now, if you could see those on your screen. So if you've got, they're new price points for us. I know that's something for some groups who are a little nervous about this. I think right now, some of the early feedback is that in the market, your feature, benefit, presentation, what your competition, you are beating them significantly from the Vibram, from the D30, the event, the leather selection, the profiles we've used. You have some real weapons here to really take some business away from other people. There's that handsome boot right there. We also shined one up. See how we had a question once how shiny we can get this guy. So to give you an idea, like we took a little time last night and shined up with, and just so you guys know, we have a tough wear boot care kit. So I recommend that when you buy these boots. Just how shiny we can get the Expert if you want to get it shiny. But so I think from there, like Sean, I think we're going to get ready to walk into kind of what you can kind of bring us up to speed about Vibram, all the things that Vibram does, all your history, give everyone a little bit of knowledge. So why don't you go ahead and give us a little bit, what does Vibram do?
All right. Well, thanks, Brendan. Appreciate you guys giving me this opportunity to come and speak with you today. As Brendan said, my name is Sean Neff. I'm a technical sales manager at Vibram. And I'll just start off by answering the number one question that I receive. Is it Vibram or Vibram? And the answer is yes. So we're an Italian company, and obviously in Italian it's Vibram, but in the States we'll call it Vibram. So feel free to call us what you'd like. No challenge there, no problem. Today I'd like to just share with you guys a little bit about who we are and why we do what we do. We'll talk a little bit about how we measure our rubber and test it. We'll also talk about elastomers and why we use different ones, why we'll mix them, and what that does for us. And finally, I'll talk a little bit about the rubber compounds, the benefits of them. So to start out, I'll give a little history of the company. We're 80 years old today, this year. It started...
You guys are almost as old as Bill Berry. That's amazing.
So the way the company came about was in 1935, Vitaly Brahmani, he's the founder of the company. He was a mountaineer, and he was on an expedition with a group of his buddies, and unfortunately tragedy struck, and a few of his friends slipped to their death. When Vitaly got off the mountain, he vowed that he was not going to allow that to happen because of poor soles or a lack of traction on their shoes. And so he went and partnered with Pirelli Tire, and in 1937 he came out with, you can see the sole there as the original sole that he came out with, and it's called the Caramato, which is in Italian tank tread. And so you can see that that tread pattern has been imitated or copied by boots throughout throughout all the brands. You guys have a little bit different one on that.
We have a little bit different.
So yeah, we are 80 years young, I should say, now, and we're looking forward to continuing to prosper and work with partners such as 511. You know, it started with mountaineering, but as you can see on the screen there, it's gone way beyond that. We now have soles for pretty much any opportunity or any application that you can think of, from hunting, fishing, even work industrial, fire, you know, just snowboarding even. We pride ourselves in providing performance soles, and so we do our research, and we will come up with formulations that will work in these different environments. Now we'll move on to the way we test rubber. So what you see here is our Vibram Technical Center. This is located in Guangzhou, China. This whole facility is dedicated to R&D and testing, and so we'll have lab testing. We'll also do in vivo testing. As you can see here, we've got some of the equipment that you would see in a typical lab where we can do abrasion, elongation, tensile, do all the necessary slip testing. But we don't stop in the lab. We'll actually go and we want to make sure that the soles are going to perform the way they're supposed to in real life applications. So inside the facility we have ramps, we have rock walls, we even have an ice room that you can go and walk in and try to test the soles. And then there are cameras all over the facility so that you can actually see what's going on. We can see if they're slipping or if there's any challenges there. So looks like we have a question. Is that?
We got a long-time listener, first-time caller, Frank Capo.
All right.
He's out of. We have a question from Frank. He said, "Are the Apex and Expert compounds formulated to provide traction in both warm and cold climates?"
So that's a good question, Frank. So we do have some formulations that will work in both cold and warm environments. We have one in particular that's called Fire and Ice, because you can imagine firemen. Fires don't always happen in the summertime, so if they may be in the middle of the winter and needing a boot or a sole that's going to work on the ice and snow, but then when they go into the fire, there's going to be a lot of heat, and so our Fire and Ice actually works well in extreme cold and extreme hot.
Right. I think for us, so he's asking. So if we talk about the Mega
the
Grip,
Apex one.
So
Okay.
for us, we looked at the Fire and Ice. I think for us, we settled on the Mega Grip because we found that from our testing that it works great in both environments, and in wet environments, it works in cold environments. We didn't find any issues with it being, if it was too cold, it didn't harden up. We found it to be, for us, the most multi-use compound we could find when working with you guys that was within our kind of the scale of what we wanted to do. Like, we found it to be the best formula for us. So it works, but yes, it works in both environments.
Yeah, when I was talking about the Fire and Ice, I mean, we're talking extreme cold there. Your Mega Grip's going to go down to below zero, or in that range there. So you're going to be just fine, and then it'll go up to hotter than you want to be.
Yeah, hotter than. So yes, we designed that. We made sure we worked with them, Frank. It's a great question because I'm sure everyone has that. We've always had that question internally at 511, like how different compounds work within different environments. We wanted to use one that had a wide range. Now, granted, Fire and Ice works from, like, I believe we did the testing. You said it's something like.
That one's about negative 23 degrees up to 300, and I mean, you could probably take it even more.
Pretty much like going from like the sun to like, like it's pretty. That temperature range was a huge range, and we think it would be great. But for us, we found Mega Grip, and then the performance you found, your everyday performance there. You're kind of like straight, almost like athletic performance for our guys. Was just superb. Like, we had the testing feedback was phenomenal with the Mega Grip.
Yeah, no, it's a great compound. I'll talk a little bit more about it in a second here, but yeah, for the range that most of your users are going to be, it's going to surpass what they're going to need.
And we can say from the initial testing we've had with it, the guys we've had out, it's been phenomenal. People are really, really excited about this. So there's another question from Alfred. Will the Vibram soles coming to other shoe lines like the Evo?
Want me to answer that?
If Sean would answer that, he's like, yes, we're going, everything's going to be. We are looking to expand with Vibram. This is, like we said, this is the beginning of the relationship. I don't want to say anything in particular, but you'll be seeing a lot more of Vibram, and then we're going to be working on some, in the future, we're going to be working on some 511 Vibram specific projects. But as of right now, like, this is what we're launching with, and then as the lines roll out, you guys will see a pretty big uptick in Vibram and us working with them. So yes, I wouldn't say the Evo, but you will see quite a few other projects coming down the road that we are partnering with them. That so far the early testing and feedback has been, like we say, it's been tremendous. So, but like, if a recommendation from Alfred, if he's wondering, like, could you replace the Evo with a Vibram bottom, like, we can talk about that offline.
Okay.
So we have.
Another question? Oh.
From Chandler. He's
all right. So, is there any special non-slip qualities to Mega Grip wet environments? Make sure I understand that. Question.
Are you asking if there's anything non-slip qualities? So even more. So the Mega Grip is designed to work in wet environments. We actually we're working on trying to get something to show you guys specifically how it works in wet environments. I wish we had a little film to show what. At OR, there is a ramp you guys built, and what's the angle of that ramp?
So we go up to, we usually pitch at about 40 degrees.
So so you have a 40-degree ramp, and it's almost tile and rock underneath.
Yes, it's so we use a granite, we'll use or a slate, rock, and then we'll have water running down that, and we can walk right up the right up the ramp and not slide. Yeah,
so I think the special qualities that it is designed to work in wet. I mean, it can work obviously great and dry, but like what you see here from the articulating ramps, you have a ramp like this, that's probably fair to say, like if you're looking at the screen, that ramp of it, which has running water and it's on granite, and you have people what I've watched, and besides it's OR and people are crazy, but you have people literally in a sandal walking up this, and then somebody did it backwards just to show us all how much grip this shoe has. Yeah. I've done it. It's amazing how much grip and traction this has in wet environments. It's that's one of the reasons we looked at it as just an awesome an opportunity to give our guys something that much better performance.
Yeah, we have a ramp in our testing facility that can go up to pretty much 90 degrees, and we'll take that and do it at almost a 70, 75 degree and climb up the rock with that. It's just to kind of give you some background on Mega Grip, so its precursor is a compound called Grip that's used in the fishing industry. So obviously they're in riverbeds, they're walking over mossy, wet rock all throughout the river, and the Grip is a great compound. It's probably the best thing we have for wet rock. But the complaint that we had, I shouldn't say complaint, the request that we had from the customer was, can you make it a little bit more durable? Because to get it really to grip really well, it was a little more of a softer compound. So our chemist went to work, and they came out with Mega Grip, which is basically it's providing the phenomenal grip on wet rock that we get from Grip, but then it also provides the durability that they were asking for.
What the people usually expect.
Yeah, so you've got a compound here that's designed to work on riverbeds for fishing, but then give you the durability that you're looking for from an everyday sole.
Yeah, and that's fantastic. So I think that's as much as we can give you. I think, Chandler, if you want any more secret cocktail of what makes Mega Grip, I don't know how much Vibram. Not until you guys raise the orders, let's put it that way. You guys sell a lot of them, they'll tell us everything. But until you sell a lot of them, we can't tell you all the secrets. But as far as it is, for being designed for non-slip in the water environments or wet environments, it's where it was designed to do.
Yeah, and it's not just wet, so it's not limited to just wet environments. It's actually one of the best performing gripping compounds that we have on dry surfaces as well. So it's basically, it's the holy grail of...
What can it do? It cooks, it cleans, it washes windows, you can walk up walls. This is amazing. Yes, you guys did a great job, Sean.
The Spider-Man movies are using Mega Grip.
That's what I thought they were. It looked like he was doing that.
Yeah.
Nice job. Tell Bill you need a raise.
All right. We'll just continue on a little bit with some of the testing. So not only do we do our own testing, but sometimes if we don't have the equipment or the know-how, we'll actually use outside firms to do some testing. This is a chart from a company that we use to do some testing of our new Arctic Grip, which is a wet ice technology. And they have basically it's a space room that tilts. They put a freezer in there, and so then they were having a guy in a harness walking, and they were checking the degrees of tilt that they could have this ice ramp.
Sure.
And he was walking across, and basically they they'd keep pitching it until he'd start slipping all the way back. And so you can see here with the Arctic grip compared to regular, these were actually not just regular soles, these were other winter boots that people had out there. Their pitch was 1, maybe 3 to 4, and we went all the way up to a 19-degree pitch with that, with our shoes, without the guys sliding.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah, but we'll use third-party testing facilities to help us get this kind of information.
That's like that's the proof's in the numbers right there. Like that's
No, it's phenomenal. If you haven't seen it, you'll have to take.
No, Arctic grip.
Yeah.
Some of you cold weather people like Canada, New England, Europe, everything else but Southern California that actually might get weather. Like, you might be seeing something sometime soon with Arctic grip.
Definitely a great thing. That's the mega grip for winter. We have manufacturing capabilities here in the U.S., Italy, and in China as well. And so we can do solid rubbers, blown rubbers, and even semi-solid compounds. We got quite a few capabilities in manufacturing there. The next thing here is this looks kind of like the mixes for a cake. Well, that's a rubber batch right there.
Yeah,
so.
it just looks like caramel and nuts. It looks. Because right now I haven't eaten breakfast. That looks delicious.
This is for your Christmas candies.
That's fantastic. Send it to Grandma. She's gonna be psyched.
That is one batch of rubber right there, and so you can see it. There's dry compounds. There's some or dry components, and then some liquid base. But the next slide here shows you some of the compound or the breakup that we have. So 60% of it is an actual rubber. Whether that's a synthetic, which most of the time it is. We use very, very little natural rubber there. And then there's 30% fillers. We have processing aids and anti-age and to keep it from yellowing. But just probably more than you guys wanted to know about rubber, but just want to let you guys know the breakdown of what goes into to rubber there. The elastomers. So we've got we were talking a lot about Mega Grip and what makes that the way it does. Well, you've got basically this group of elastomers. So you've got natural rubber, synthetic butadiene rubber, nitrile, and bromobutyl. What it is we work with these elastomers to be able to we mix and match them to be able to get the characteristics that we need from rubber. The ones in red, those are actually ones that are used in the work industrial and more of the safety and military, because those three help provide oil resistance and chemical resistance, and so you'll see those three in pretty much everything that's going to have the oil resistance.
Gotcha.
And then I've got a question here. What weight does Vibram add?
Are you saying
to the shoe?
To the shoe or to just the brand equity? Because honestly, from a weight side, from these two projects, we did a weight comparison. I think right now, if you did a weight comparison, we did a brief one with I know we don't want to speak ill of people you also sell Vibram to, but Dan or Arcadia, we found that our boot was coming in probably, I think, I wish Jerry was here, but we're ounces, if not even like quarter pound lighter. We're not seeing any weight increase at all. In fact, we're seeing things get lighter, in fact, with the outsoles we're using, because the compounds and I think the formulations you guys use, you create great formulas that are durable, they have amazing grip. The design and the rest of it as the whole package, we're seeing our boots actually, these boots are as light if any other boots you have in line. So,
so the Mega Grip is actually it's compared to some of our other compounds, it's a lighter compound. So
perfect.
Right now the military is actually looking at switching a lot of their jungle boots over to a Mega Grip, just because of it's lighter and because of the traction. So, to answer your question, Mega Grip is a great option because it's going to provide you guys the grip, and it's one of our lighter compounds. Okay. So we can mix and match these elastomers
Sure.
to get you the traction. We're talking about going from extreme cold to extreme hot.
Yep.
By mixing the different elastomers here, we're able to offer those features.
Right, right.
So.
And for you guys to know too, like this is one of the great things for us. Like for 511, we love partnering with other brands that are really the experts in their fields. Like, you know, when it comes to us and working with our end users, we feel like we're the experts in the law enforcement world. Well, partnering with these guys, with Vibram and Sean and his team, they're the experts in outsoles. They really and truly are. The chemists, the cooks, they understand all the special ingredients. So as we start moving forward, Mega Grip could be just the beginning for us as we start looking at different formulas. And if we need something specific for said use occasion or environment, or you guys bring us a team of guys or people that like, hey, we've got this crazy group of people that do X, Y, and Z, well, we can bring, you know, for us is to figure out the best solution for them. So working with Vibram, who knows, we could have our own formulas, and not next year, but like down the road. But we have even tapped, personally to me, as we're about to get into the compounds explored by Vibram, we haven't even tapped the surface yet of what we can do with Vibram.
Yeah.
We got
so do Vibram soles squeak? So the question that you have there is there's several things that add to squeaking. So one of them, I don't know, like if you're using Mega Grip and you walk on a tile floor, you will hear the sound because it's basically like suction cups. So, you know, my wife says I'll never be able to sneak up on, you know, in our kitchen because of the tile. You know, she can hear me from away. But you know, out on cement or anything like that, you're not going to hear.
Yeah, we've had no we've had no feedback that these squeak too much. Like even in our when we're in the office, we have concrete floors, and Jared and I've done some testing with wet concrete floors and stuff. And besides amazing traction, we've had little to no noise. I think it's the initial, like you wear them for a couple days, and as they just get a little roughed in, like you're not going to have any problems or concerns about sound.
And what we've found a lot of times when shoes squeak, what you'll find is that it's the shank that someone's put in there, and they didn't do a very good job of getting that adhered. And so when you're walking, that's
actually the one twisting, making noise.
It's twisting, making noise. But as far as the gripping sound on this, you will, you know, on some indoor surfaces. But I'm not guessing that that's going to be an issue for these guys because they're going to be out beating the streets, and
I mean,
and that's not going to be a problem.
I think we'll see very few occasions where people are like, "The shoe's making noise."
Yeah.
We had a second question from Lawrence. Do Vibram soles the soles offer safety rating for electrical hazards? Maybe non-conductive, EH rated, anti-static, ESD, SD marked.
Yeah, so we our soles we do have soles that can pass the electric shock standards. A lot of that too is how thick is the sole, but you know, we can definitely work with you guys if you have that requirement. We have soles that meet that standard and get.
And a lot of this stuff for us is like when we look at stuff that's EH rated or things that are become actually ASTM or Canadian standards or EU standards. We don't have any boots yet with Vibram that have, because usually when we do that, we do the full package. You're going to have your composite toe, your puncture resistance, your EH. We roll that into like kind of one boot like we do with the Shield series. I mean, that would be fantastic if we did, as we move forward, looked at some Shield series with a Vibram outsole. But I don't want to say we're doing that quite yet. But there's things down the road. But like for us, we've as we, you know, from a technical side, we've sat down with these guys and discussed this. There is unbelievable options. I think if you guys went to any work store right now, and I'd be surprised if you work in how many Vibram soles you're going to find on the work wall, and how much business you guys probably do there. It's not too shabby.
I mean, we have partners all throughout the world. I mean, we have over 1,000 different partners that we work with, and many of those are European companies that are brands that are meeting the EN standards. And, you know, we meet the CSA standards in Canada.
Sure.
So, you just let us know what it is that you need to do, and we can get you in the right direction.
Fantastic. We've got Frank.
Okay. So yeah, Mega Grip is not an oil-resisting compound. So I mean, if someone accidentally, or not accidentally, but if they walk through something, they're going to be okay. But if somebody's going to be in an environment where they're standing in these chemicals or in gas or diesel, for extended period of time, then it's not going to be the sole for them. But you know,
but the thing is, though, it's not going to be like, and be honest, like most of the shoes that we offer, like we're not going to offer you a shoe that if you're going to be standing in petrol and chemicals, it's not what. Yeah. I mean, if you guys were interested in us creating a, I don't know, like a brown work version of this, that would be great in a work environment with a chemical resistant bottom. We could probably.
Yeah, at that point, we'd get you a compound that works with those properties.
Yeah,
oil resisting.
I think right now for us that side of it, we looked at kind of the use and benefits for our guys and that performance versus that because if you're standing in those kind of chemicals, like obviously every outsole like has some resistance to it, but like if you're looking for like someone who's going to be working petrochemicals or actually in that work environment, we would prefer to work on a specific boot for that occasion. Like that is besides being a highly toxic environment, we've had boots come in that people have sold to the kind of the petro gas world. It's brutal on boots. You have to really kind of design and if we were going to do that world, we're going to really design from the ground up, and starting with Vibram would be a great place to start for us to really give you something that can withstand it, because it is brutal on footwear.
Yeah. So we've talked quite a bit about Mega Grip, but basically it is your like we said, the Mecca. It's the
holy grail.
The holy grail of compounds, because it's going to give you that great grip on dry and on wet. And it has the durability that.
And at the temperature range that we're kind of looking for, something that's not as dramatic as like Arctic Grip, where it can go down to the deep negatives. But something for us, like from our testing, we found it works for use occasion for our guys. It works in amazing variety of environments.
I mean, they're not going to want to be in the environment that. If it's outside the range of
I should say, like, if it's going to fail, like, you probably don't want to be there if it's going to fail, because, like, you're already out of that range.
Yeah.
So I think right now we have another question coming up. You guys are just full of questions.
Yeah, let's see more of that. Let's cut off a little bit here.
Okay, Frank, thanks. I was thinking more of walking on ship decks and dealing with petrol bombs rather than standing in it.
Okay.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, as for ship decks, this stuff would work great on a ship deck. Like, I think you're a wet environment, you're kind of your grip, and
it's going to provide good grip for them. If someone is a mechanic or something on the ship, then you would probably steer them in the direction of a more oil resisting one.
But I think for Frank, I think we're probably talking about ship decks. So if you're talking about people that are working on either patrol boats, we find this to be a great grip. Mega Grip, I mean, it's designed to work in that type of environment. As for petrol bombs, if you got guys that are working kind of in those crews, we're going to see, I think, as long as they're not hanging out in the fire, I think they're going to see, especially, I think if you're in that world, like kind of the package you're putting together, what we're putting together with the Apex boot, like it's going to be able to withstand that kind of heat and intensity for a short time. But granted, you also don't want someone standing in a pile of flammable petrol. But I think you're going to have, these boots are going to stand up and give you, and withstand and get those guys. They're going to withstand and get out of that situation and get them away from it. Extended time there, I wouldn't recommend, but I don't think any of us would recommend that. But
yeah, I mean, it's not a UL rated compound,
right.
So I mean, you wouldn't want to be standing in in
but
fire with it. But you're not going to. It's going to hold up fine.
Right. As we're looking at some projects forward, there's like as the fire and ice, we are looking. Not to give you too much, like right now, these are things we explored. We didn't put fire and ice up here because we explored it. We do enjoy checking that compound out. What we found for long-term use occasions, we have other projects we're going to kind of possibly apply that to. I think right now for us, like when you talk about Mega Grip and XS Trek, those are two that are coming. Mega Grip is out now. XS Trek will be our next project. Will be coming out soon with XS Trek, which is a great formula. And please go ahead.
So XS Trek is it's been around for quite a while. It's really our go-to for the outdoor market. We call it the Omni Sport because basically whatever sport you want to go in, it's a great go-to compound. It has great traction. It's stable where you're running. You're going to be able to it's predictable how it's going to perform in different environments. It's lightweight. It's a good compound for what you guys need.
And we have a couple. We have, as we're talking about future projects, we have actually two projects that are in test, will be in testing in the next couple of weeks, using XS Trek just for us as we're looking at price points and how and different use occasions. We're very happy with the performance. It's doing very well for us, and the end users have been really happy with it.
Wonderful.
Can't go any more detail with that, but it's as far as I know.
Right.
So this one's for the experience. So like as we were talking about Mega Grip, we're all talking about Mega Grip right now. For us, is like we looked at fire. We've looked at. I mean, we don't have, I think, the booklet or the idea of how many formulas that you guys have. If you guys want, you can guys go to vibram.com.
Yeah.
Not now. Do it after.
So it's over 50.
Over 50. So we looked at every compound that they had available to like and really figure out what's going to work best for us, our end user, every use occasion, and then also allows us to expand further. So for us, Mega Grip was a logical conclusion, and we talked about a lot of different formulas, and we figured out which one's really going to be best for our guys and ladies who are wearing the stuff. It works in so many crazy environments. That's the thing for us. I like to say some people say the jack of all trades, master of none. This one's actually the jack of all trades and master of all. Like really and truly, I think is an easy thing to say because it just works great. We've had like just endless praise from our end user. The guys that we've been testing with, they're just like they're really surprised. It's quiet, it grips. We've had some of these boots on hunting trips. We've had some of these boots in actual situations with different teams, stuff that's going on. I mean, one of the boots. I mean. Gross, not too gross of a story, but working in the LA correctional facilities, we have some LA sheriffs wearing the stuff, and one day somebody decided to, it grips in really gross situations. Like he was very happy he did not fall down while one of his coworkers fell into some stuff. So he was very happy that it grips really well. And then the next thing is the XS Track. Okay, here we go. We're just moving. Get this. We're doing it live. So as we're moving forward, guys, kind of looking forward for us. We see this as the beginning of what would be a fantastic relationship with Vibram, working with ideas, compounds, and just kind of really figuring out how we can make the best end products for you guys. We know we're competing against other brands that use Vibram, for how do we work with them to make the best products possible. And at the end of the day, we've been really happy with it. I think when you guys have a chance to get, some of you guys haven't even got a chance to try on the Apex or the Expert 3.0s yet. I think from it being Pro-Fit, the package and the Vibram bottom really tops it off as being some of our, I think really some of the most technically advanced and some of the best product we've ever made. I think you guys are going to be really happy with it. And then we're just happy about the relationship and how we can move forward and the new projects that will be coming down the road really soon.
Yeah, well, great.
Great, well, time for breakfast. Really, we got a couple more things there. Actually, now is a quiz time. Oh, you guys have to take a quiz. They actually have to take a quiz.
Oh, nice.
So we're gonna go through this. We're gonna speedball through this. We're just gonna, you guys just raise your hand. We'll stop, but kind of give you guys some stuff so you can do your quiz because some of you need a refresher course already. Some of you are not even awake, Tim Terry, but I'm not calling anybody out. Just saying that some of you guys are not paying attention. So why Vibram? Like they are the leaders in our space and outdoor in compounds and outsoles, and it made sense for us. They are the experts. They were the perfect partner for us. We couldn't be happier working with them. As of today, you'll be launching 2 boots, the Apex and the Expert 3.0, that are going to be available to ship. The Apex is available to ship, and then right now we have the Jared's up right now, just doing one more quality check on the Expert 3.0s. Those will be available to ship most likely by the end of this week. We couldn't be happy with the projects. You guys should have tried them on. Sean, take it from here.
Yeah, so just a quick recap. We're an 80-year-old company. We test all of our products. Started from tragedy, and now we've got great high-performance soles for any environment that you're looking for. We'll make sure that we've got the right product for you. We have a testing center that we in China where we do all of our lab testing and in vivo testing. It's a great facility. If you're ever in China, please come visit it. Lots of ramps, rooms. Basically, we can.
You guys can torture test the hell out of this stuff.
Exactly. We can. You give us an application and we'll replicate it. So we use third parties to help verify.
A lot of grip. A lot of grip right there.
production capabilities throughout the world. So wherever you need the product, we'll get it there.
Fantastic.
And Grandma's cookies.
Grandma's cookies. We love we love what Vibram's cooking.
Yep. There's the makeup of the rubber again. Here are the elastomers. Just again, this is basically our toolbox where we work to get all the properties that you guys need to provide high-performing shoes and footwear.
Bit about why. Here's some of the things we started with MegaGrip. MegaGrip. I think we've talked about MegaGrip, but we're going to sell MegaGrip. So MegaGrip is coming in both projects. It's coming in the Apex and in the Expert 3.0. XS Trek is some new projects that are coming down the road for us. Those aren't out yet. You guys will see those very soon. But MegaGrip, our reason for using MegaGrip, it was a jack of all trades, master of all. It worked in every environment that we need it to work in, and it does a superior job. So that's why we moved forward with MegaGrip.
I was there when you took your first steps. I was with you when the landscape stole your breath. We shared emotions and wonder. I lived your worries, walked you through the hardest roads. But you finally conquered your fears to reach the top. And I was there. During your extreme experiences, during your ordinary walks, I was with you. But only when your feet touch the ground can you understand at last how much the earth has to teach us. I continue listening to her and learning to give you a brand new experience of life, a brand new adventure. Vibram.
Hey everyone, we're back. Hey, how was that? You saw the video again? That's actually Massachusetts in the summer. That's where Sean lives. If you saw the ice climbing, that's how Sean gets to work.
Yes.
Because he lives in the tundra of Massachusetts. We have a question. We have another question. The last one was, is this boot going to come in a 15 wide? Right now, I believe we're topping out at 14 wide, but Sean just let me know if you guys really need it, or you guys really need the 15 wide. We can look at, Vibram would be more than happy to talk to us about opening that tool, and we can start looking at.
Which one are they referring to?
I believe they're talking about the.
Because that one's just the standard sole, so I think you can get, I'll look and see what our size range is, but yeah.
Taking this to 15 wide, we can probably look at it.
Yeah.
I think 15 wide is massive foot.
It is.
It's you might as well wear the box. But one of the great things about working with Vibram and kind of with the tooling already being open, but how we can extend the size is like, if we have that need, we can start looking at how we can kind of expand and create those sizes for people. That's one thing for us. Like, you notice both these boots are being sold in wide. What's one thing is we're looking forward to footwear as we're moving forward, especially with these kind of projects, is like wide always would be an option now. We did some projects we didn't offer wide. With our testing and kind of the research we've seen, like wide is, I'm sure you guys have seen too, wide is a huge component of the market, especially for our end users that are, some of the guys are huge. Like we have some projects we worked inside. We have a jacket inside that I think we worked on. Is an 8XL.
Oh, man.
So I imagine the 15 wide would probably be on the small side for this person if you're an 8XL. So we can start looking at this. I think if some of you want to hit me up with an email later and talk about like how many of these you'd need, or this is a real size that we think we need to explore, we're more than happy to talk about it. For us, it's just kind of, we just have to start opening some different tools and kind of move forward. But something we can look at. We don't want to lose any customers, or we don't want to offer something, especially if we have a customer base that needs it. I don't know if there's any other questions. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks,
So this is the
everyone.
bottom. All right, thanks, guys. If you have any questions, please email us, and have a great day.